and kids to really work through all 4 stages of math conceptual development. What that small group allows is more kids to get more manipulative time, even in 4th, 5th, 6th grade, more time to talk in a small group, more time to then come back together and share. We've built in a bunch of components. Let's open up here. Here we go. To each lesson to tie to that or to enhance that. If you're doing that small group piece,
so did they deliver like a large group lesson and then break into small groups, or did they deliver the same lesson over and over again?
So it would start with the math message.
Yep.
So the mental math and fact fluency, daily 5 minutes, that's just your warm up.
Yep.
But that math message, that question that I'm going to throw out there, it's your point for productive struggle. It's where I want my kids to wrestle with it. I want you to have to think about it and think, not exactly sure, but I have an idea, or start to build that confidence in their own strategies. And then the whole group lesson would be that follow-up discussion. And then from there, you can decide, okay, I want to meet with you 3 and work on this, but you guys, we might be ready to jump right into the enrichment. And what we've done, I don't know why this is taking forever, so I'm just going to read it. What we've added in, I think I got kicked out. What's going on here? Did I get kicked out? What happened? Yes, I got kicked out. We've added in a component to every lesson that is a summarize feature. So that if we've been working in small groups, we can still, just like we would in like a reading workshop, we would come back together with that final share out. We've added in that summarize into every lesson. So that even if you're driving in small group.
Let's go to advanced.
Okay.
And proceed.
Proceed.
Okay. Oh, okay, that's what happened.
Yep, Mary. Whoever always accepted.
Thank you. This happened while I was teaching. I was like, I can't fix this one. Like, can someone help me?
Yeah. Double checks to make sure you're a real person every couple hours.
Right. Okay, that explains why it wouldn't open images then. It's good, but.
Sorry.
No, you're. Not working very well.
The trouble when you have your machines save your passwords and then you come on to somewhere else in the district and they have no idea what you did.
Well, my thing was always too, I can't type in front of adults. I can't type in front of an audience. You start and you're like, this is not what I was trying to say.
My fingers are never on the home key, the home row.
So the way this would work in more of that small group driven or workshop is this math message and this follow-up discussion. This would be how I'm kicking off my lesson. This would be my sort of mini lesson, just keeping in mind that, if you're a Lucy Calkins or, F&P purist, a math mini lesson is not a 10-minute mini lesson the way it is in language arts. It might be a little longer, just because there's more components to a math mini lesson than, and Lucy would laugh at me for saying it that way, but so I would go through those activities, and that would be my sort of kickoff. But then the remaining activities, I would use those as small group instruction. Because in this lesson, for example, if I'm introducing division, I may have some kids who are already confident in the concepts of division and don't need that structure of, I know what 12 divided by 4 is. But I have other kids who might need 12, 4 equal groups. We might need some more foundational work. So then what we can use are the activity cards to drive that. So even my small group, you notice these are all 10 to 15 minute, actually labeled RTI. because I could use that as, this is my group that I need to see every day. This is my group that they may be able to do this independently. Everyone in the class can benefit from this. But then at the end of the focus part, you're going to see this. That summarize, that way to bring it all back together.
And that would have been on all three of those other pieces, wouldn't that? That's
With-
what you worked on.
Right, absolutely. So and the whole lesson is tied around either some foundational skill related to introducing division. So we might have to go back and look at actually physically manipulating into equal groups, because some kids are still at that concrete, right? There's 4 stages of math conceptual development. I might be at that concrete, I might be at that pictorial, verbal, or application, extension, abstract. But all students will have had an experience with this to start to contextualize whatever it is, what we're doing, in this case, equal groups into division. But it gives a nice way to still drive that small group instruction, but everyone can come back and share out. And then you move into the practice part of the lesson, which is math boxes, which are now all review, and a game. Or in this case, it's cutting out your fact triangles. But that's good that we have made that change to allow that time, because it takes forever to cut.
Yes.
Cutting takes forever. So, good questions. I like both of them. Anything else?
So I'm gonna go back to the codes.
Yes.
So, Connie, when you were you gave codes to first grade, right? So they're set?
Codes.
Master codes.
Master
Yes,
codes
for the student edition,
for the
yes.
student edition and,
But what I didn't do is, most of them had 2 teacher editions. I did not show them how to take one away, cause I didn't know which one, how that
Okay,
affected
yes,
your
that's
style.
okay.
so this
Expired or
is,
something.
so I went and checked, and so I just got an email from, my assistant Missy. And so here's, I'll have to talk to Frank, cause I'm guessing that neither one of you can undo this, but when we purchased the program, they should have given us 6 years of dates,
Teacher editions, right? Teacher
And-
edition,
and-
yeah.
And student editions
Students renew each year with,
Journals.
with your journals.
right. So students, you set an expiration date, but then you just have to undo the expiration date.
It'll ask you for your redemption
Yeah.
code.
No, it's just a new end date on a multi-year license.
Oh, okay.
Wait, say that again,
So first grade teachers whose kids were in last year, and
right?
let's say they had redeemed the student edition.
Correct.
So and they probably set their expiration date for June 30th of 2015 or
Right.
July 30th, whatever it was.
Right.
When they came back to school this fall, on this main Connect Ed screen, and I might even have one, it would say your content is expired. See, your content is expired. So click manage content. And then they would just have to update the expiration date, just like that.
Correct, but our teachers, I mean, so they could do that individually,
Mhm.
but on your back end,
Mhm.
we, the district, need to make sure that we've paid the subscription fee to make sure that when they log into that
Correct.
date, that date is working.
Yes, yep.
Because my understanding of how Connect works, we have all these other programs as
Right,
well.
yep.
So they have to return those books so that the next teacher can check them out to the next year's.
It happens automatically. We do that automatically for you July 15th.
Okay, but, so here, what I'm gonna get at is, first grade's okay, but what K's not all right at is, I'm not sure that we purchased the student versions for K when you put in all of your orders for last year. Do you remember this
Oh.
conversation, Jesse? Did we purchase them for kindergarten or did we not? And we didn't, we might not have known what that was, and so we might not have. Because isn't it the 3 little things that go home too?
It's the My First Math book, which is the 2-sided book, and then the Math at Home is a totally separate component. So you're just talking about the My First Math journal.
Right.
And teachers told me today that, because I did ask, because that's a very common thing, districts make that choice. They said they do have print journals. So generally, if you have print journals, you would have the online access with it. But maybe they were old ones.
Well, only because I have a screenshot here that says that they expired.
Oh, let me see. Do you mind if I look?
No.
Okay. Okay.
I'm
I
impressed.
have my the iPhone version.
Not your
I'm a little
try.
sad that I'm like, oh. Grade K teacher edition, active,
They expired.
expired. They
But then
did.
look at but then they gave us 46 teachers editions. So we've had trouble with Everyday Math getting this order right from the get-go this year.
Okay.
So I have to contact Frank probably, right?
Yes.
Isn't he the one that's going to help on
Because
Ting?
we,
Yes.
every grade level got codes that said they're expired.
Yeah.
Yes, and then we changed
and then
them,
we
but-
got a second code too.
And we had a second code, but then
Okay.
this kindergarten one was back to did we purchase those or not?
That
Definitely
I
not.
only work on the content side. And I'm not saying that as like a scapegoat thing. Like I really,
Well, you know, I know.
I do.
Yeah.
I'm not a sales rep. I avoid the money at all costs. I just want to talk about math. I'm just a teacher.
I thought of something too. What about the status, the home links, the Spanish? Wasn't that something that they had questions on before that weren't done for
They-
certain grades?
Should all be there through. Let me see. K1 and 2, all of Spanish is completely finished. 3, 6, we're working on translating and rolling it out over the course of this year.
Okay.
Because remember, the delay is we don't machine translate. Other companies just run it through
Yeah.
a little fancier version of Google Translate and whatever comes out. We have teachers come in and translate.
Okay.
So it takes
So
longer.
for the next school year, they'll be ready.
Oh,
to go.
that'll all be there. But even all the family letters are there for all units in Spanish right now. The Spanish grade 2. Oh, that's the e-presentations in the Student Learning Center. Yes, but everything else will be ready for sure next fall, if not sooner.
Okay, got it.
I would double check, at least for the grade levels I was with, 2, 3, and 1, that, they've redeemed content to the kids.
Yes.
Cause
Yeah,
some have and
first
some
grade
have not.
Yeah.
Right. 4th and 5th grade hadn't done it either.
Mm.
That's why they were saying, well, my kids log in, they don't see
Right.
anything.
And we
You have
didn't
to
even
give them
talk
a
about
book.
that in grades 2 and 3.
So is there anything we have to do on our end?
Nope, I walked
Okay.
all the teachers through it at my grade levels.
Just give them the codes, right?
They should have, so teachers, when they log in, should see a teacher and a student edition. Right under student edition, it says assign.
Okay, just click them.
They click assign.
Oh,
It's,
that's
I
what
mean,
we were talking
It's
about.
really.
it's really simple. They check the book.
Mhm.
Their class will automatically appear, provided they have a class set up, but they should all. It seemed like everyone did have that. And then you click next, and you click assign. And now when kids log in, they'll see a book. It's that, I mean, it's 5 clicks, but it's,
First grade, I think every first grade teacher did it in our session.
yes.
Did they hadn't.
Right, and
Yeah,
4th and
yeah,
5th,
that's
there were a few who had, but most
Didn't.
had not.
We didn't check 2 and 3, that one at all. So-
Kinder, we couldn't because they didn't have the student edition.
4 and 5 are good, I think.
4 and 5, it was here and there, but I did show them how to do it.
Okay.
And that's why I logged in as some people's kids, just to see what's pinpoint. You know, sometimes you have to triage a little bit. Let's pinpoint exactly where
Yeah.
the issue is. So yeah.
Do you have any idea about the summer in Chicago? Is it
Yes.
typically that same date, or I mean, we've kind of
grab
been
my
guessing about that.
It's funny you bring that up because on Thursday I start a new job, and that's a big part of my new job. Believe. So we're doing 2 different conferences in Chicago this summer. I just saw an email about it. I believe it's the end of July.
Like a Monday and a Tuesday, typically it's been.
Usually, yes. And I think it's the Blackstone this year.